I can't believe I have just been sitting here doing this whole intro, and it was so freaking good. It was so good with the mic muted. Fuck. Okay. Well, I am just gonna just skip it. So, hey, welcome to Monday Night Live. I'm your host, Dr. Rita Louise, and I am just going to, wow, there's 54 comments. See, okay. So I am just going to go through, I'm done talking and you didn't even hear me. And it was really good. Okay. So I'm going to look at these comments because I'm sure, okay, no sound, no sound, no sound, no sound. Okay, but I'm here. I know, no sound. I hope you all didn't leave. I'm here. Yeah, no sound. Beautiful background. Thank you. Okay, so Veronica, Ufi, Nina, Chris. Yeah, I can't hear me speak at all. And it was such a good introduction. Soul Kiss. I guess that's Dee Dee. Hey, Dee Dee. Ziggy, Dave. I know, no sound. All right, I'm scrolling down. So today I was talking about the 6 steps to a healthier and happier you. And I'm telling you, I was like on a roll and I didn't have the comments up. So I know. Okay, so I'm just going to go over these really very fast and just kind of reiterate my really great opening. So there are 6 steps, in my opinion, to having a healthier you. The first one is exercising. Now that it's getting to be summer, it's a great time to get up, get off the sofa, get outside and exercise. It helps the body to detox and helps build muscle strength depending on what you're doing. It can be aerobic depending on what you're doing, but it releases endorphins in the body and it just generally makes you feel better. The second one is eating right. We live in America, the land of junk and fast food, and you can use the summer months to start incorporating more fruits and vegetables in your diet. Even if you have like a nice big salad with your dinner or a couple of pieces of fruit during the day, that is going to increase the bionutrients that you're putting into your body and just help it function better. But over time, your taste buds will start to change, and you might not crave junk food or fast food and start craving things that are healthier for you. Take a vitamin and mineral supplement. Our foods are devitalized and don't have as much nutrients in them as we hope or think they do. And so taking a vitamin or mineral supplement can really help fill in those deficits. Do things to reduce your stress. We've talked about this before. Meditate, do yoga, rake the yard, go for a walk, go fishing. Fishing, I found, was a very calming and stress reducing activity, weird as that may be. But find time every day or once a week to give to yourself, to love on yourself, because that will help reduce your stress. Find your bliss. You know, there are all things that we can become passionate about, that we can enjoy in our lives. Um, and when you find your bliss, it's like you are bringing yourself joy. So one of the things, and people think this is weird, but it is. One of the things that I really love doing is researching. It's like here, dig in this rabbit hole and go find this little tidbit of information. I am all about it, and I am just so excited, and will spend countless hours working on it. That's my bliss, but it might be that you like doing art projects or doing something else. And it doesn't matter as long as it makes you feel good inside. And the other one is just go have fun. We are so stuck in what's going on in our lives that many times we just don't have fun. We take things so seriously, and having fun is just a really important thing to do because it's loving to ourselves, and I don't know, it's just good. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to do this and then I'm going to like look at the questions. So If you would like to schedule a private consultation with me, I'm Dr. Rita Louise, and you can do that by going to soulhealer.com and sending me a message via soulhealer.com. Don't forget to like Dr. Rita Louise on Facebook. Look for my smiling face, not the poodle with the tinfoil hat, and like that page to be kept informed of the different episodes. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Just Energy Radio on YouTube. And I do post these shows on the regular channel. So if you miss an episode, you can catch up with it the next week. Okay, so now I'm scrolling down. Let's see. All right, so hi, Dave. Hi, Dee Dee. Hey, Veronica. We hear me. Okay, so let's see. So Bradley wants to know, do I have any suggestions to help somebody quit smoking? Okay, so this is a little hypocritical on my end. Okay, don't know what that means, Bradley. So there used to be, and I can't remember what it was, like kudzu and St. John's wort that was made by Nature's Sunshine, but they don't make it anymore. But so two things. One of them would be to, like Wellbutrin is a prescription medicine that insurance usually won't pay for because it's a quit smoking thing, that will help you quit smoking. Many people have found that by taking St. John's wort, especially during the first couple of weeks during the quit smoking episode, helps to level out your mood. And so that might be something to try as well. And then it's just really willpower. Some people also suggest finding something else to do, getting a lollipop or, especially because you're used to having this like oral fixation thing going on, and that might help with that. Although I think if you do that, then you might like get addicted to the lollipops. I don't know. So I know that many people become a bit challenged with food eating. And so that is also something that you would need to pay attention to. But someone that's ready to quit smoking, for themselves, because it's a loving thing for them to do for their health, sometimes can just do it. It's kind of like quitting drinking. You just make that decision. I'm going to quit, and you just do. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any extra questions. Hey, Lexi. Okay, so Lexi wants to know, do you have any idea what's going on health-wise with my daughter? Okay, Lexi would love to help. Can you point to an organ or post a symptom that she's having? And because that'll help me like narrow it down in her body a lot. Okay. Yeah, so I'm assuming, Veronica, you mean the St. John's wort anti-anxiety stuff. Yeah, I forget. You'll have to look it up, but it helps with like neurotransmitters and has been recommended for like depression and stuff like that. Okay. Bradley, you are totally welcome. I hope that helped. Okay, so Lexi. Oh, okay. Well, I was not going to look there, but let me. Okay, so Lexi's daughter has oral ulcers. I thought she meant like stomach ulcers, but hang on, that's like a totally different part of the body. Okay, so so Lexi, one of the things that I'm seeing is I feel like, energy is like erupting through her mouth. I also get the impression, and excuse me for saying this out loud, but her oral cavity doesn't seem that clean. And something that I would like to recommend is that she you get some really good mouthwash and have, like with antiseptic mouthwash, and she uses the mouthwash multiple times a day just to keep it clean. I get the impression that her diet is kind of crappy and that she's under stress. I feel like stress is part of the whole picture. Um, that it's just really hard for her to relax. I kind of get the impression that she wants to be in her own skin. She wants to be in an individual and be independent, but she feels like the people around her won't accept her or she's not being accepted by them. And so she's just kind of walking around with her guard up all of the time instead of just being her natural self. Let me know if that makes sense to you. All right, Veronica wants to know, did the spirit that showed up in my apartment today, is he gone now? I think he is. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody at your house at this point in time. I mean, I just get the impression that he was just kind of walking through, and this is just a little bizarre, so I don't know if you've had kind of this issue before where you're at, but I get the impression that where your apartment is was actually on an old trail where people, would walk, like old trail, pre-car trail. Um, and so I could see where periodically you would have someone, walking through your apartment, but I feel like the spirit wasn't attached to you. He was just kind of walking down this road with a destination in mind. Interesting. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, so Veronica suggested this, Lexi, which was the ashwagandha. But meditation, maybe it would be useful for her to talk to a counselor, um, to help her, move past it. I would volunteer myself, but that would probably like be really unethical. Or I could think of a whole lot of things to say, but yeah, probably not. Um, but it's stress. It is definitely stress. So anything you can do to help her resolve the stress, that would be great. Okay, makes sense. Thank you. You are so welcome. All right, Veronica says, yay. Oh shit, I was afraid of that. Well, Veronica, if you just have somebody walking through, it's just a matter of not that much time for them to walk back out the other side and you could be done with them. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay. All right, and then let's see, put something, but I don't know what that is. All right. Does anybody else have any questions after my really good intro that didn't get recorded? Um, all right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Um, you know, there are many people when you talk about making health related changes, when these, I'll be right with you, Lori. There are a lot of people when they talk about making health related changes, kind of put out that you need to make them all at once. I kind of diss like chiropractors that, will recommend nutraceuticals to different people, and they have an issue going on, but they send them with like $300 worth of supplements, instead of going, this is the issue you're having, and, this one thing or these couple of things are going to address it. It's like, they're addressing everything. And the person tends to not be compliant, versus picking one thing and incorporating it, and picking one thing and incorporating it. So when my kids were young, we used to have meatless Monday. And so I would make something else. I would make eggs for dinner, or, I used to make these cheese enchiladas, except that it wasn't cheese because I'm allergic to cheese, and so they were actually tofu enchiladas. And they didn't know till they were adults that I got them to eat tofu a lot. All right, not a lot, but on a regular basis. How's that? And in the summer we would have uh, like a fruit frenzy, and I would just get cantaloupe and apples and plums and make this big platter of fruit, and we would just have fruit for dinner. And so again, it doesn't have to be every day, or you don't have to go to the gym and pump iron for hours at a time. But anything that you can do to incorporate a change, a new habit um, is going to be a lot better. So, all right. So, Lori, who tunes your piano? Well, Oofy, I got nothing. All right. So, Lori wants to know, can you tell me what's going on with my stomach? A lot of pain. Okay. Okay. So, I'm not sure what to do with this. So, when I look at your stomach, so there's a few things that I'm going to rule out. I'm not picking up an ulcer, I'm not picking up gastritis. When I look at it, it just feels very heavy. As and the feeling I kind of get is as if you have, and I'm assuming that this is like not every day, that you've eaten something that was really fatty, um, and your body is just not really digesting it, and it's kind of just sitting in there like a giant lump. Um, so so actually, I'm going to stop there. So, Lori, let me know if I'm hitting on you, and I will come back to you because I don't want to like give information that is incorrect. So the questions are, is this something that is just like going on now? And have you eaten something that was really fatty? So those are the questions. Um, and so I'm looking for your response. Okay, so there's some other conversation going on that doesn't have anything to do with me. So I'll just see if there's any more posts. Okay, so I don't know who this is, but Jeremy Renner tunes Veronica's piano. Okay. Okay, so here it is. I had excessive gas pain for 10 years, stopped about 5 days ago, couldn't eat for that whole time. Okay, but see, that kind of makes sense. Um, what I'm feeling is that the food in your stomach, I'm going to stick with what I was saying, the food in your stomach isn't really digesting. Um, and it's just kind of sitting in there. Um, it makes me wonder if there's something going on with your gallbladder and you're not releasing enough bile. One of the things that you can do is, well, a few things. One, really cut out the fatty foods, and keep it really light, easy to digest foods. Fruits tend to go down real easy, steamed vegetables, a little bit of rice, maybe. I would potentially stay away from proteins. If you have a little bit of fish, that's probably okay, or some like white meat chicken would be okay. I would maybe drink some pineapple juice or take some kind of digestive enzymes. Um, like I said, everything just seems like it's sitting in there and not moving. And again, fatty foods. And and then the other thing which you didn't suggest, sometimes if you just take like a Tums or a Gas X, it'll just help relieve the gas in there. But I feel like the gas is because the food is just not digesting and it took that long to get through your system. So I don't know what you ate, but it was not good. But for the next, few days for the rest of this week, keep your diet just really simple, with steamed vegetables. I wouldn't recommend raw unless it's like a salad. Steamed vegetables, fruit, and again, maybe a little bit of meat thrown in there. But if it's a fatty food, a fatty meat, steer clear and give your gut a chance to adjust. And if you can do it, there's something called the Master Cleanse, which is fresh squeezed lemons, hot water, a dash of cayenne pepper, and a little bit of maple syrup. And people have done like 30 and 40-day fasts with that. And it usually takes about 24 hours for the weird hunger pains to go away, but it kind of sounds like you're already there. And that might be good to do. It keeps your blood sugar up, keeps you feeling actually pretty good. I've done it for 3 days and you felt pretty good. Um, but it will give your stomach and your gut a chance to rest. And so that might be a good next step for you as well. Okay. And again, if you have a follow up, just ask it below. Okay, let's see. Karen. Hi, Karen from YouTube. I woke up with shoulder pain this morning. Can you help me with what's going on and what I can do? Call me KK. All right, KK. Uh, okay. So when I look at your shoulder, KK, I feel like you just really slept on it weird. I don't get the impression that like there's anything broken, you don't have cancer, you don't need your arm amputated. Um, I just get the impression that you kind of slept with it like pushed up underneath you and your weight was on it and it was just not good. I feel like there's some muscle involvement going on, but I'm not detecting that there's any tears or anything like that. Um, to help with it, maybe alternate between warm compresses and ice compresses to help with what's going on with the muscles. If you have somebody there that can massage it, I think that would be really good. Um, I feel like it's going to take a couple of days to fully resolve. I feel like by tomorrow, it will already be starting to feel better, but I still feel like it's going to be a couple of days before you're back to your normal self. So if you have a follow up, let me know. Okay. Okay. So Lori came back. Thanks. Makes sense. Little fat, bland diet plus fruit. Plus fruit. Got it. I like that fast you mentioned. So Lori, that's called the Master Cleanse, and so I just kind of gave like the very abbreviated version of it. And so, but if you go online, there are other people that talk about it and, can give you some more insights. It's so anyone, summer is also, I'm kind of talking about this whole summer health thing. Summer is also a really great time to, if you're going to do any cleansing, if you're going to do a liver detox, if you're going to do a colon cleanse, if you're going to do something like this Master Cleanse to just kind of detox the whole body, if you're going to do like a heavy metal detox, cellular detox, summer is the best time because in general, we tend to eat cleaner anyway. And we're much more apt to eat a salad for a couple of days, or eat fruit or eat things that are going to be lighter, more nutritious, healthier while we're doing these cleanses than in the winter. Um, and so if that's, and so if you're wanting to do a cleanse, this would be another excellent time to begin one. And usually cleanses last a week to 2 weeks. Some people do them for a month. It really depends on what kind of cleanse you're doing and what the goal of the cleanse is for how long you do it. Um, but again, good time of year to invest in one. Okay, so Veronica is back. And she said, what supplements do you recommend for constipation? I eat a lot of fiber, but it just does not move through. I eat veggies, low fat meat, brown rice, steel cut oatmeal, etc. Use apple fiber powder. So, one of the things that I recommend to people is to take magnesium, like magnesium citrate, at night before bed. I recommend starting with maybe 250 milligrams and working up. It is a natural muscle relaxer. And so if you have all of that fiber in you, it should just kind of reduce the anal retention that is going on and open those channels and allow that to come out. If your poop tends to be really dry, not asking any questions, eating some prunes. I mean, remember prunes? You were constipated when you were a kid and your mom gave you prunes. They can add some moisture to your stool, but those would be like my two first ones that I would recommend to someone before talking about taking something like Cascara sagrada, or red rhubarb root or some other herbal combination to stimulate bowel movements. These tend to be a bit more natural and allow the body to do what the body is supposed to do without stimulating it from a different way. Okay? Okay, Karen said, thank you. Lexi wants to know, what's a good brain cleanse? I'm having serious brain fog. Well, I would be good with that one too. Um, I think brain fog is kind of endemic these days on the planet. Um, one of the things people have been recommending, is to do, and I mentioned the heavy metal detox. And actually, I'm probably going to be doing some kind of like full body cleanse, which I would assume would help with the brain. The brain becomes much more complicated because things have to cross the blood brain barrier. And so there are only so many things that will do that. So write this down. Things like ginkgo biloba or gotu kola, or a combination of the two, cross the blood brain barrier. CoQ10 crosses the blood-brain barrier. I think omega-3s do too, but not many other supplements will cross that barrier. But if you get your blood cleaned up and the rest of your body cleaned up, then perhaps it will help as well. And and so a heavy metal, and I call it a heavy metal detox just because what you use for it is the same thing as you would use for a full body cleanse. And so there's a difference between doing a liver cleanse that cleans your liver and reduces your toxic load in your liver, and doing a full body cleanse that more addresses you on a cellular level. And if you're doing things that are more of a full body cleanse, that kind of heavy metal, using things like, and this is going to sound weird, but cilantro, okay? And not like, oh, I put a little cilantro on my chili and I should be healed. Like actually getting the supplement in a pill. It comes in a liquid form, and taking that every day for so many days. Usually when I am working on a cleanse like that, I'll do the whole bottle, and that's the length of the cleanse till the bottle's gone every day. Usually when I'm doing something like that, I will incorporate a capsicum, which is a red pepper, because that activates the blood and it promotes cellular detoxification. And I think that the two of those together really work hand in hand to kind of stimulate what's going on and gives the body a chance to blow off the toxins that it has. And whenever you're doing a detox, it's really important to make sure that you're drinking your water, drink water, drink water, drink water. And that's the other thing about summer is we tend to be more inclined to drink water or drink liquids. Um, but the reality is water's water and everything else is not water. Now, you can, like lemon water, I guess would be considered water, but if you're putting stuff into it, like I don't even necessarily count, like an Earl Grey tea water. Now, I make a tea that out of turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and black pepper that I steep. And I kind of consider that water because it's just herbs infused in water, kind of up there with that lemon water. Um, and this is a anti-inflammatory tea. And actually, it really is kind of tasty. You get used to it, and it's kind of tasty. Um, and so I'll drink that either hot or cold. Um, but getting your water in really helps to flush the system out. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? Um, all right, so Veronica's still talking about her constipation. I would try maybe the prunes. Um, I mean, if you're already taking the magnesium, I mean, we can talk heavier duty, but I don't know that I want to like put that out on air today. Um, yeah, and I don't know how much water you're drinking, but that might need to increase, or it might be that you are peeing too much, and all of your water is going out in your pee and not going to your colon to nurture what's going on. Um, I find that, and I'm just going to go in a little bit of more details. I find that psyllium fiber works better than the apple fiber as far as um, being a fibery thing. Um, so I have stories, and I'm choosing not to tell my colon cleanse story that involves fiber and stuff like that. So I'm moving on. Okay, so Emily wants to know, when will I receive a new job offer? So Emily, you're asking me to predict the future, and I won't do that. But what I will do is respond to this, where you said, I'm looking for a new job, and take a look at what's going on in your job space. Okay, so Emily, when I look at your job space in the same way I would look at your relationship space, I just get the impression that you're really kind of frustrated with what's going on. Um, yeah, you're just really frustrated with what's going on instead of being open to receiving the job or a job. There's almost like um, I don't know, there's just kind of like weird, funky, negative energy around it, which is not helping you to bring it to you for you to receive it. Um, and I'm going to throw this out there, Emily, but is the kind of job you're applying for something that you even really want to do? It's like when I look at what you do for a living, I'm not really sensing that there's a whole lot of love lost there, and so um, if what you're doing for a living is not something you love, then you need to kind of make that separation and go, well, this is what I'm doing for money, you know, or as I like to say it, this is what, I'm just whoring myself out and they can pay me, you know, and then take that other part and find something that you love and use it to be the thing that brings you joy, because I'm not feeling like your job brings you joy. And maybe that's why it's not happening, because you're looking for your job to bring you joy and it's not. So maybe you need to shift that perspective and be like, oh yeah, well, that's what I do for money, and that's okay. Whatever you want, I need the money. And then you find your joy somewhere else, find your bliss somewhere else. All right. All right, so hang on. I'm gonna like go, Alan. I'm gonna be right with you, but Emily has posted so much stuff, so she's very frustrated. It's giving out free samples. I thought it would be easy since I'm just standing. Okay, and she's 21 and didn't go to college, and she wants to be an artist, but I have to start from scratch. Okay, so Emily, um, so my son's not 21 anymore. He's 30. He's gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna say he's 34, something like that. And he never went to college. And all right, I'm gonna boast on him, but he makes almost $200,000 a year. You know, just got a job doing computer stuff. Has gotten some certifications through his work stuff, but never went to college. He just put his head down and did whatever it took to do whatever he needed to do and did it. Um, and Emily, if you want to be an artist, then be an artist and have the job just be something that supports your love for doing art, and have art be the passion and have the job be something that pays your rent, and have that be okay. All right, so Alan says we re-signed our lease until 7/1/24. Do you see that as enough time for us to figure out where we want to be? Hey, oh, that's your picture. See, I want to like so click on it because I don't even know what you look like. Alan. Okay. Okay, let's see. Uh I'm going to say no, but I don't get the impression. Well, the impression I get is that it's going to take you like another 6 months to really nail down where you want to be, or, like get the place. I feel like it's going to take more time than that. Um, yeah. Yeah, because that's 7 is July of next year. And I keep getting that it's going to be like in October, so maybe in October you're moving, that's when you nail it down. But in July, I don't feel like July next year, that things will be totally nailed down for you guys to like have packed up your stuff and be going out the door. Um, and I'm going to add this caveat. Please, please do not use that date as the deadline. Like, we have to find something by July 1st, 2024, because I feel like you would just be jumping into something that you're not happy with. Now, I'm going to add another caveat onto that. Now, if you find a place that you want to go and you're just going to go there and rent, you know what I mean? And you're not buying and there's room to move around, then that is okay. You know, because I do feel like you might be closer to like where you want to move to, um, but not like in a permanent way. And so if you take, this is interesting, if you take, well, we're going to move and buy off the table and just say, well, we're going to move and potentially rent, you know, if buy happens, but move, then it loosens up the energy. It takes a lot of the pressure off. And I feel like it will move forward better, and it'll take that constraint off it, like we have to find a place, we have to sign a, you know, we have to have a house and a contract and you know, too much pressure hoses up your energy. You don't need some orange oil or something. I hope you're laughing as much as me, anyway, because I am. All right, so let's see, there was Emily. Oh, so now we have Join Rich spamming everybody. Hi, Join Rich. Maybe you should like get a reading. Let's see. I don't know. You know, whenever these people come on with these messages like, send me a friend request and I'll give you a free reading, they always seem like bots, like they're not really like real people behind them. You know, one day somebody's going to have to like go and send them a friend request to get a free reading just to find out what's going on. Okay, whatever. I know, Lexi, it's a bot. Thanks. All right. So let's see. Do you feel that where we might be? Ooh. I'm going to say no. And it's interesting. You know, you're so easy to read. I love it. Um, because I feel like the two of you still have not come to kind of a general agreement on what you want. You know, it's like, well, I want the desert. Well, I want the mountains. You know, well, I want to be by the water. Well, you know, I want to be, you know, in the city. You know, and I feel like, and I feel like it's going to take a while for the two of you to come up with a place that checks all your boxes or checks a number of your boxes, because I don't know why I'm saying that, but I just feel like you're kind of on two different pages at the moment. You know, I hope you're taking some time to go and travel around. I'm assuming you are, you know, to check different places out, um, so that you can like check out the vibes and the feelings. Okay, so I'm gonna like, yeah, I know. They never do anything. So anyway, okay, so this doesn't really have to do with Alan, but this has to do with like the vibe of a place. So I was just in Boulder, Colorado, and I don't remember if I talked about this last week. Um, and so they had this sign that said like, you can't walk your dog on this street unless it's a service dog, and you can't ride your bike on this street, you have to walk it, and you can't smoke a cigarette, and there was one other thing that you couldn't do on the street. And I was like, wow, you're like this cool progressive, you know, city, except here's this list of rules of stuff that you can't even freaking do. And it's like, so Boulder, Colorado got X'd off my list of potential places that I would be moving. Not that I'm moving, but if I was moving, you know, because it kind of has a cool vibe, but at the same time, there's this very restrictive thing going on. I don't know. It was weird. All right. You are so welcome, Alan. All right, so I'm looking at the clock and I want to really apologize for my excellent thing at the beginning, not going out. You know, it's just a slim line between having all these noises come through while the music is playing and then unmuting myself. This is what you get for doing these shows. Anyway, so let me go through my little banners one more time. So if you would like to schedule a private consultation with me to talk about anything, you can do that by going to soulhealer.com and sending me a message. Don't forget to like me, Dr. Rita Louise, on Facebook. And this will keep you up to date on upcoming episodes, upcoming live streams. Or you can subscribe to my channel, Just Energy Radio, on YouTube. Check out older broadcasts. As well as I'm hoping be notified of the live streams coming up. So until next time, I'm Dr.